Welcome to another episode of Coffee Conversation series, The Emerging Profession, powered by the Emerging India Forum, TEIF, Lions Club of Mumbai Shining, India Business Group, IBG, Indian Chamber of International Business, ICIB, and our tech partner, Prime Infotech Solution. Today's theme is Ask Me Anything, 10 answers to your questions about digital learning. We have our guest today with us, Dr. Jagmohan Singh Rishi. He is a global head L&D digital at Workhard, India's top certified CEO's coach, #1 Amazon bestseller author, Golden Peacock winner for L&D 2022. So welcome, Rishi, to our coffee conversation. I just want to explain to you our format. There are 3 parts. First part, your professional journey. Second part, your personal journey. And the third part is a surprise round, the rapid fire round.
Okay.
So let's begin our coffee conversation, Rishi. My first question, tell us about your initial career days, Rishi.
Sorry, once again.
Tell us about your initial career days.
Okay. It's a very interesting question. I wanted to join army because my father was in army, grandfather was in army. I mean, my family has been in army, but I got trained in army for army in child military school, but I could not join army because of certain reasons. In fact, it was very dejected for me because right from the birth, I wanted to join army. And when I got rejected, I really wanted to commit suicide. But thanks to my father who counseled me, and today I'm in front of you. So as a result, I moved into sales in a leading organization called Pfizer. It's a global pharma multinational. And I joined in sales and marketing. I excelled over there. I showed my, skills of never give up and can-do attitude. And I have grown through life in Pfizer itself, having experienced in sales, marketing, training, and other aspects. Gradually, I moved into some other organizations like USV and Workhard and Urban Mannheim in various fields like learning and development, HR business partner, and at the same time, digital marketing expert. So that is how it is. In short, I can continue because I'm very passionate about my journey. So that's how it has been. I have various facets. It has been in my career.
Wonderful, wonderful. So this is what about coffee corner. You bring about your memories back, your new journey, and your way forward. So my next question, Rishi, will be: you have been actively involved in the space of learning and development L&D. How did it shape your career?
Yeah, definitely in learning and development, because what happened, I gradually moved from sales and marketing into learning and development in Pfizer. And I think it was a natural thing because my mother was a teacher. Of course, my father was a soldier. So there is a combination of saint and soldier kind of thing. So it came naturally to me. And when I moved in learning and development, I excelled a lot. I got the best trainers award in the first year of my as a trainer. And then slowly and slowly, I started sharpening my skills. I personally believe that learning and development is one of the most important departments in the organization because they are considered as internal consultants. They know what is happening at the ground level. Many times, sales and marketing guys, they do not know strategy and they do not know what is happening at the marketing level. But trainers, the L&D professionals, they become so close to the frontliners. The frontliners open up whether you are a manufacturing setup or a sales setup. So they open up with the trainers and the L&D professionals. So they know, I'm talking about a good L&D professional. They know what is happening in the ground realities. So that is how it is.
Wonderful. My next question will be related to L&D segment. What implication do you think the future of digital learning will have for L&D professionals and its role evolving from pre-pandemic, pandemic, and post-pandemic here?
Let me answer it this way that, finding a right balance between digital learning and traditional forms of training and development depends on various factors, be it pre-pandemic, during pandemic, or post-pandemic. So some of the strategies which I always advise is blend the two, digital and traditional form of training. Instead of choosing one over the other, have a blend of both accordingly. Identify which is the most effective approach, because during pandemic it was the digital learnings only and digital learnings. We were using Zoom, we're using our LMS, LXP, we had developed it further. We're using various other tools like SurveyMonkey and other aspects. But as we moved away from after pandemic, I've started using a blend and hybrid approach. Another point, third point, is that you have to consider the learner's needs also. The learning need and preferences of the learner should be taken into account while deciding the appropriate learning approach. Some of the learners may prefer a flexibility in digital learning. Others may prefer more traditional forms, maybe in a physical format. Use digital learning. I will say next point is that you should use digital learning to enhance traditional training. For example, in our LMS, I have extended that LMS into my classroom trainings also. So that is how it is. So continuously evaluate and adjust which is the best form which will help my trainees, my coaches to get the best outcome based trainings. And that is how I am using this, and I advise. In fact, there is a specific chapter in the book Are You Digital Dinosaur, which I meant, which is you can see on the screen, on learning and development. And since this was written before pandemic, I think I visualized it, and there are a lot of statistics mentioned that many companies, they have great strategies of learning and development, but the learners, they are still hungry for learning more, because my learning and development strategies should be relevant to my employees, my trainees. Otherwise, we are wasting money. And that's the reason the leaders, then business leaders, start asking for, ROI. That is a massive discussion. Maybe we can have separate discussion.
Yes, we will be continuing our conversation. Rishi, my team will connect with you. We have, once a speaker comes in our circle, we enhance our relationships. So don't worry, you'll come to me.
That's great.
Yeah, thank you. My next question will be, since you brought the subject of your book, this title is very interesting title. Are you a digital dinosaur? How did this title come up to you? What is the story behind? First, my question will be on this.
Yes, definitely. It's very passionate subject to me. Let me share with you, and before I answer what the story behind it, when the first copy of the book came at my home by courier, when I held it, there were tears in my eyes. It was like my second child after my first daughter, and that's a kind of passion which I create. In fact, you will be surprised that when I decided, I had gone to Kuala Lumpur as a speaker for leadership. And in the audience, there were CEOs and the scientists of pharma companies. And when they introduced me, the organizers, they introduced me as a leadership coach. And since I was also handling digital marketing, to my surprise, all the questions at the end of my talk on leadership were coming on digital. So that I had decided to write a book on leadership. So that's the time when I start thinking, and when I came back, I have a coach, and I told him, this is my dilemma. The market, I think, wants digitization. I am giving them leadership. He said, since you are managing digital marketing, why can't you write on that? And we brainstormed a lot of topics. And this is a topic which came to my mind. Are you a digital dinosaur? Dinosaur means not large and big, but extinct. That is what exactly it is. So most of the companies, they talk about digitization of processes, digitization of their systems, sales and marketing, supply chain, manufacturing, HR, but they do not invest in that, neither in upskilling nor in the tools. So that's the time I did this, and you'll be surprised. There's a story, very interesting story. When I made this decision to write the book, first 2 months I did not do anything, and then I said, leave it, yeah. Then my coach, I have a coach of mine, and he pushed me. He said, you are getting lethargic, and we made a strategy. I announced on Facebook. It was the month of January. I said my book is coming in December. So I gave me a target myself, and that's how I got a lot of comments. And I put myself on the aisle, and you'll be surprised. I completed my book in 9 months flat, and I did all the marketing myself. I got self-published, and touch wood, it has been having very good impact. One more story I like to share with you. During the launch of the book next year, Pulwama attack happened, and I come from armed forces family, and that's the time I decided to donate all the profits of the book to the widows of Indian Army, and that's how I have done accordingly. So there are two NGOs. One is for the who's supporting the army, and second is one which my father is supporting, the underprivileged students. So that is all the profits of my book go there only.
That's wonderful, wonderful. Linking your book with social cause and with the army, integrating army also, that is wonderful. So everyone will benefit by your book. Wow. So now we are really interested to know, Rishi, tips. How did you go about making your book #1 Amazon bestseller?
Yeah, that's a very interesting thing. As I said, Amirr, I did all the marketing myself. I did not go to any agency. Since I mentioned to you, I'm responsible for digital marketing in my company. So if I'm going to others, it is a little shameful for me. So I made my whole calendar of digital creatives. I did a pre-launch activity. I did during launch activity. I did post-launch activity. So of course, I took the help of creative team to create designs for me, my third agency. So I made a calendar. I gave them the content, what I would like to have in the teasers. And I did the Facebook marketing. I did the LinkedIn marketing myself, organic as well as inorganic. I did Instagram marketing myself. Then during the launch, this was before the launch. During the launch, I created a YouTube channel of mine, and I started a channel called Dino Bites based on dinosaur, and that became a big hit. And every Saturday, a new video was being introduced. It consumed a lot of my time, but it paid off very well. And besides this, because of this, I was invited to various forums, and that during those forums, during physical forums, webinars, I always talked about my book, and that's how it became bestseller. And of course, I'm thankful to my network in the pharma industry as well as in the other corporate industry. A lot of leaders, they know me, and I just introduced them that I would launch this book, and this is a social cause also. And they ordered in bulk, and they ordered directly also, spread across the world, and it became Amazon bestseller.
Wow. So these are the tips. L&D professional, HR professional, manager, anyone who wants to become an author, please follow Rishi on his various social media, and you will get the process step which he has done.
I would like to add here, after seeing my book, a lot of other leaders, they have approached me to help them out, and of course, I have guided them pro bono. Few of my senior, faculty members who have taught me, they introduced a book, and I am called Ahmedabad faculty. He has made his 2 books Amazon bestsellers based on this strategy.
Wonderful, wonderful. So we know by how Rishi is goes out of the way to help and find. Continuing conversation, Rishi. Where do you see yourself now? So many things you have done in 5 years.
I think after 5 years, I see myself relaxing somewhere in Mauritius or in Andaman Islands somewhere. And at the same time, that is about the personal time. But at the same time, I'll be seen as a leadership coach and a CEO's coach. I'll be having a lot of clients on my own. I would have launched two to three books more, which are in pipeline. And I think I will be having a gala time professionally and personally.
Wow. So you brought me to my next question about how does the journey of being CEO's coach come into being, and being a top certified, what efforts one has to take?
Yeah, I think this is also having a story. You know, I accidentally, one of my friend was attending this ICF certified program on coaching. I attended this program once, and I became interested in coaching. And I personally believe that coaching is 100 times more powerful than training. And that's how I developed an interest and I started coaching internally. I coach students also on pro bono basis. Of course, I charge 10 rupees from them. Then, and then, of course, coaching became a part of my life. And then after that, I came in contact with Marshall Goldsmith. He also had a course program by the name of Marshall Goldsmith Stakeholder Centered Coaching. It's one of our most powerful thing. So I got myself certified for that also. So there are some other topics like situational leadership. I got myself certified in as a master trainer. So these are some of the tools, you know, which make you a very strong coach and fundamentals of coaching. And once you have these tools, I'm not saying that certification alone will help you out, but the passion to coach and results oriented outcome based coaching, that is going to help you out. Otherwise, stamp of certification doesn't help anybody. It is just that you should know the process, the right process. These certifications will tell you the way, but passion you have to bring yourself. I have a lot of other dreams in my mind, wherein I can create at least 100 coaches in India who can carry forward not my vision, but making India a better place, making world a better place. If you see my, punchline in Instagram or in Facebook, I mentioned I want to create 100,000 leaders across the world to make this place a better place, irrespective of religion, caste, creed, and whatever not. I think we are divided by so many aspects, and we have to live in this world, which is unique thing, and have a bigger purpose in life that will help us out to live collaboratively and in a win-win scenario.
That's interesting vision you have set for yourself, and you shall achieve those vision and the steps also you have defined, and God, why Guru will help you. My next question will be, Rishi, what are the employment engagement activities L&D professionals should follow in an offline? People are involved. One is that. Second will be in an online environment.
Yes, I've been doing a lot of employee engagement activities virtually for our customers also, and as for the employees also. We call it family fun days, and for that I can tell you some steps. There is this engagement activities. You have to promote like a product launch. So what I do is I create a complete communication strategy before the launch, and I create a lot of buzz so that I get a lot of participation during those days. I ensure that the anchor is very good, who can create a lot of energies. So at the same time, I ensure that the top leadership, top management, they also participate in it, so that it creates, we get ambassadors across departments. Second is at every forum, I communicate the benefits. Me and my team communicate the benefits. So they need to understand that what is online engagement means. Online engagement can be two types. One is only for fun. Second is for the learning part also. I hope you mean to say you mean to about learning part also, or only on engagement?
You can cover both, sir. Your knowledge will help.
Yeah. So that is how I do. I ensure that online learnings, I communicate the benefits a lot, and how they can improve their skills and knowledge. I ensure them I provide incentives. I can give you one example after I tell you all the benefits which is there. Very, very important is that I ensure that I make the online learning and engagement accessible and very convenient to join. It should be mobile friendly, easy to use platform. In case I'm playing a Tambola online, it should be easy to use platform. In case I'm having a learning modules, it should be available on mobile itself. Next point is it should encourage peer-to-peer learning also. So encourage employees, they can help each other in that. And with respect to employee engagement, I ensure there's a competition, gamification happening so that I win, and of course they create a lot of hoopla out of it. Another aspect is we measure and track progress for the learning initiatives. At the same time, I create a dashboard for family fun activities also. And very, very important is make it relevant, whether it is fun activity or whether it is learning activity. So make it relevant so that people are able to connect with their role, with the career, because when we say family fun days, then families are engaged into that. So we are not focusing only on employees, but families are also aligned to that. We are also creating upskilling forums, which will help the employees to continuously upskill. So I made a learning initiative. Let me not name it on the open forum. But that initiative talks that everybody has to undergo a mandatory 15 hours of digital learning, right from managing director to the front ender, whether it is manufacturing or in sales. And it is linked to PMS. So it has got topics like artificial intelligence, machine learning, analytics, all those aspects are there. So, and at the end of 15 hours, you get a certificate along with a project, kind of incubation center project, which you can introduce and we reward them. I can go on and on.
I'm having too many topics to select from and we'll connect again. Thank you, Rishi. You're doing so many things, Rishi, now. How do you keep abreast of the changes happening in your field?
I think this is a very interesting question. I don't do anything specific. I just keep myself abreast by reading a lot. I read a lot, and I am trying to become to read as much as on various platforms, primarily LinkedIn or Quora, or even LinkedIn Learning I'm talking about, or Quora or Coursera. So these are the places where I get at the same time. Whenever time permits, of course, I don't get too much of time from the professional work, but I try to attend the conferences and events wherever I can understand what is happening in digital world, whether botization is catching up, customer experience is, what are the trends in customer experience. I am also I try to learn as much as possible from my internal training sources. I network with peers like you and other people. I build relationship with other professionals. For example, for the BMF forum, I invited Dr. Philip Kotler and his colleagues. And we learned a lot from him from human to human marketing. These are the small ways. At the same time, when you're writing a book, you have to read a lot and you have to research a lot. So primarily, I keep on observing when I'm outside, not reading. I observe at the forums how youth is learning, how youth is changing their learning patterns and other aspects. So primarily, one has to keep yourself updated and upskilled in this very, very fast changing world. Otherwise I will become a dinosaur.
Don't worry. Rishi Dinosaur will be remembered for a lifetime. Next question is, since you're part of association groups like Learners Conclave, BMA, what is the one thing you learned over there? How did it impact your journey?
Yeah, I've been very, very actively involved in Bombay Management Association, and primarily I will say that I came accidentally because our managing director, Dr. Murtaza Kurakiwala, was a president there, and at the time I got associated with Bombay Management Association, and it stayed because their vision, their mission is very, 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 very pious and good. They want to help the leaders, the corporate leaders, and the SMEs to run their businesses smoothly and upskill them through various forums. So there are a lot of initiatives at Bombay Management Association like Leader Next, which I along with my colleagues personally created and launched it, and we are helping corporate leaders to learn the latest along with JBIMS, and there is other Innothon is there, so Digital Leadership Summit is there. So my whole objective is how we can spread the knowledge and skills into the corporate world and the SME world and MSME world, and help the young leaders to grow and flourish themselves. And it is also helping me in my motto, creating 100,000 leaders.
Interesting. So listeners from the management, HR, L&D field, join BMA. You'll also get an opportunity to contribute like Rishi had done in the past, and look forward to your contribution to BMA. Your recent award, the Golden Peacock Award for L&D, tell us something about this.
Yes, I'm very passionate about it. The first award, Golden Peacock, we won, it was in Pfizer. And then when I joined WorkHard, I joined in 2012, and I still have that presentation. I showed that presentation to my team members in training and the president, that this is what my training strategy is, and maybe in next 5 to 6 years I will win. We should win the Golden Peacock Award if we implement it this way. And that's the kind of vision I showed to my team. And I tell you, when we won the Golden Peacock Award for the first time 2018, again my whole team was so gaga about it, that you showed us a vision and we won it. And that's a kind of strong team which you have, who become passionate about your vision. And it all became reality because of the systems and processes which you follow. I mean, at WorkHard, I have created those learning systems like WOW is there, like PTP is there, Avatar is there. I can name them, but I cannot give more details about it. Like, Leadership Conclave is there. All those aspects which we create internally. And the whole objective is, Saksham is there. Objective is to help our employees, our colleagues, associates to upskill themselves and be ready in the marketplace. So during pandemic times, we did not have much difficulty because we had already shifted to Zoom, and we already had a learning management platform called WGNI. So we were already prepared earlier. So these are some aspects because of which I think IOD, Institutes of Directors, they recognized us, and I went to Dubai to receive this award. And not only that, in 2019, we got again a Golden Peacock Award for our HR initiatives.
So that's brilliant. Planning, team, and your leadership. You deserve many more awards in L&D and from the being a CEO coach also. There also you will receive many more recognitions. So viewers are coming to this professional journey part. Now we cover the personal journey part. So Rishi, what do you do in your leisure time?
I hope my wife is not listening, but my leisure time is primarily reading only. And of course, little bit whenever time permits, I go for a swim. I am not a very active gymmer, but primarily go for a swim or a little bit of stroll. I'm trying to learn music nowadays. I got a Yamaha keyboard with me. I'm fiddling with it. So these days, that is Sare Jahan Se Acha Hindustan Hamara kind of tune I'm trying to learn. And that's how I'm spending more of the time on reading, and reading.
Okay. So which book you're reading now, Rishi? And why?
These days, I'm reading a book which is known as Brand Strategy, Brand Story. It's a wonderful book which talks about that we have been talking about storytelling, and this particular book tells us how you have to tell a story for your brand. Otherwise, you are just selling your something, but what customer needs, you have to sell that part of it. It's a wonderful book. I've just reached halfway through.
Wow. So now, Rishi, who's the biggest supporter in your life?
I think the biggest supporter is my wife, because of her support, because she has made a lot of sacrifices, because I spend a lot of time on reading and writing the books, marketing the book. So all those aspects, she has been there. Of course, I have holidays, but at the same time, I've consumed a lot of family time on these passion of my life. So she has been a great supporter.
So you know how to balance your work life. That is.
I will not say balance my work life, but I am a little imbalancer. But that's the reason I'm saying she's a great supporter.
So that's why this question came up, because I don't know why this question, because this first time you're asking some thinking who's the biggest supporter. So Rishi, which activities you enjoy doing in your at home?
You see, one of the activities which I really love these days is trying to spend time on keyboard, and that is these days. In spite of pandemic, I have never gone to cooking, unfortunately, because I've stayed in military in the boarding school, so I did not learn cooking during pandemic. Also, I'm a very good tea maker and egg boiler. That's it. But these days, I try to spend more time on keyboard these days.
Interesting. So we look forward to having to come to your postal show.
Sure. I hope I'm able to learn 2-3 songs to create a concert for that, and maybe I perform at Nita Mukesh Ambani auditorium.
Definitely. So now, Rishi, describe Rishi in one sentence.
That's Rishi is passionate. I will say Rishi is very passionate, fun-loving person.
Wow, I can see that. Rishi, you visit so many places. Which place has that special impact on you?
I visited so many places you mentioned.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
okay. I think I visited a lot of places. One place which has maximum impact on me is Golden Temple. Not because I'm a Sikh, but primarily because of the environment once you enter that whole sanctum area, you get a feeling of wow and total ease, and it's a very different kind of feeling I can't describe. And you go to different zone itself. So that has had a lot of impact on me. Whenever I'm a little stressed out, I try to visualize that Golden Temple at Amritsar, and I become calm. It has created a lot of impact on me.
Wonderful. Oh, blessings of Vaheguru.
Yes.
Now, what do you want to be remembered as your legacy, Rishi?
I think one thing I would like to leave as a legacy is that you should keep on. You should have a purpose in life, and you should be remembered after you go, that how many lives have you impacted. I mean, in the past, people used to create wells, or some guest houses. The old rich people used to create those things. But today, I will say that if I can upskill or give some kind of knowledge to even if 10 people, and they can make changes in their life towards betterment, that is a kind of legacy that, okay, Rishi had brought me this, brought in change to me. For example, I bumped a person at the airport the other day. I did not remember his name or even face also, but he remembered and came and touched my feet. And he said, "Sir, because of you, my whole life has changed." And I mean, I found that he was flying first class, business class. And you know what happened? He had been a part of one of my training program in one of the, to make such kind of impact, to think big and make difference in the life. And his life totally changed. And that's exactly happens in training program. If there are 40 people sitting, everybody will not take your learning in the same manner, but some people who take it, they make changes. So I take pride that, I was able to make impact for his life, and he is doing great in his life accordingly. And that's exactly why I picked up coaching, that through coaching you give a personalized targeted help to the person. That is what I personally believe, and that is going to be my future also. I will be focusing more on coaching as a leadership coach, as an executive coach, so that people can create more services to the society.
True. What you're visualizing, you will be able to achieve that. My next question, Rishi, will be, who do you follow or admire from the L&D field from India as well as abroad, international?
I think one name comes to my mind that whom I follow and really admire is Marshall Goldsmith, who has written the book "What You Hear Will Not Get You There," and he's been my guru and as a coach. Although he doesn't give ICF certified question, but he is the one person who's who created a lot of impact on me, and I follow him left, right, and corner.
Wow. What advice do you want to give to a young L&D professional who will just start his career?
Fantastic. That's a fantastic question. You see, I attend a lot of L&D forums. And one advice I like to give all the L&D professionals is, do not be a tick mark L&D manager. What happens is, when you're in a corporate, you get a calendar and you make a strategy. Okay, communication skills, 10 batches, negotiation skills, 10 batches. Okay, at the end of the quarter, you achieve your KRAs and KPIs and you do a tick mark activity. Please don't do that. You have to be very, very passionate and work on the ground floor, on the shop floor, on the field. Be with them accordingly and understand what is the ground reality. And when what training you are giving, what is the impact it is bringing, then in that case you will be in demand, and you will be you will be understanding the pain areas all of the employees, associates, as well as the leadership also. That's the kind of L&D manager you should be. Otherwise you become a tick mark manager, and then everything is lost. So I don't believe in tick marks at all. I just throw away that annual calendars, and I go to the department heads and I said, what training do you want, and what is the benefit you are going to get from this training? First you tell me that, then we'll conduct training for you.
Super. So now, Rishi, what is that L&D professional should have a secret ingredient while maintaining a relationship with the leadership?
Stakeholders, very good question again. A L&D manager, L&D professional should understand the business. You see, it is very difficult normally for one L&D manager or a professional to understand supply chain, to understand finance, to understand marketing, sales, HR, and other aspects, or legal also. But for that, you have to do hard work. So one should, if you are a junior L&D professional, go to the department, spend time, work at the shop floor level or at the corporate level or in the field, and understand what are the pain areas, and you suggest accordingly the strategies with your leader. So one should always create strategies along with the department head. Otherwise, you are creating a strategy which is going to be a flop. Okay, so that is where I always advise that if you are making any kind of developmental strategy, involve the department head, the stakeholder into it, so that it can be successful. You have to get a buy-in of the stakeholders. Otherwise, they will find faults in your strategies, and they will avoid conducting those programs.
Superb insights you have shared, Rishi. So now we come to our second round end also. Now this will be a fun round. This is a rapid fire round.
Is there a hamper at the end of it?
You get this.
Okay.
Like we meet in person to have physical copy.
Sure.
Yeah, coach or trainer?
Coach.
Important.
Coach.
Punjabi or Hindi songs?
Sorry?
Punjabi or Hindi songs?
Punjabi songs.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Cricket or football?
Cricket.
Fiction or non-fiction books?
Fiction.
Wow. So Rishi, you are winner of this coffee hamper.
That's all. Thank you very much.
Now we go for a selfie. You have your coffee mug?
Yes. I don't have a mug.
Okay, don't worry. So once we meet, we click pictures together. So it was a lovely conversation and impactful conversation we had with Dr. Jagmohan Singh Rishi today. We look forward to another enriching conversation with another leading professional. So stay tuned. Subscribe to the Coffee Conversation Show on YouTube. So sayonara. See you. Thank you, everyone. I'm just stopping the recording.